Hello and welcome back to Market Sense. Let's go across to Karunya. She's now joining us. Karunya, what's the expected? Okay, she's not. There's some technical issue over there. She'll just join us in a bit. So let's welcome our next guest. Sunjay Kapur, CEO at SONA Group, is now joining us. Sir, if you could just start by saying that you're the first ones to launch e-axle, e-rickshaw. Talk to us about the potential you see there in that segment. What's the volumes that you're targeting?
Right, so we're seeing a huge sort of import content coming in with the electric axles as we see them currently. There's a lot of import from China coming in terms of the e-rickshaws. What we've done is we've actually localized this because in the long run that's the only thing that really makes economic sense in terms of growth prospects and growth opportunities. We're also seeing a lot of increase in number of vehicles that are in this space, especially in the e-rickshaw and the electric scooter space. So the three-wheeler and the two-wheeler space is moving much quicker in a more rapid way than the passenger car that we're seeing in India in the current market scenario. We're projecting about 12,000 to 15,000 this year to begin with. This is the first year of our commercial production. Last year we supplied about 120 electric axles which were retrofitted. This year we're looking at about 12 to 15,000, and then we'll ramp that volume up. We're seeing a lot of interest, not just from India but globally as well, to supply this electric axle across the globe because of the fact that we're able to manufacture it at a cost-effective price.
Right. Apart from this, you are also showcasing a different segment in EV, LCV, etc. What is the kind of potential that you're seeing in the EV space?
So the one that the axle that we've used on the off-highway vehicle is similar to what we will use in the electric rickshaw, and then we've also testing it with the LCV. You're right. We're looking at a larger sort of electric axle, which means the motor and the controller will change. From our perspective, currently we're importing the motor and the controller. We're not sort of manufacturing that in-house. We're not localizing it. We're not able to localize it at this point in time. However, in the future we hope to localize the motor and the controller. So the electric axle will change in terms of the torque requirement and in terms of the capacity for a larger vehicle. If you look at the electric mobility space, we're seeing a huge demand from the customers, and that's really what's driving it globally. What's globally driving electrification of vehicles is really a customer demand and a customer push, and that will catch on in India as well as we continue to see more and more companies invest in the electric mobility space. We've seen a lot of reports from a lot of different spaces in terms of OEMs and component manufacturers, and the figures are all varying. However, we will see a greater push in this space just because of the environment requirements, of customer requirements, and just the way that globally the trend is moving towards electric vehicles.
Right, Sanjay, thanks for joining in. Now, given the increasing push from the government as well, the kind of keenness that has been expressed by the OEMs, have you already been approached by any of the OEMs as yet?
So globally we're supplying to electric manufacturers already. We're not supplying the electric axle. However, we're supplying parts, different parts. So we're supplying the differential, we're supplying some engagement sleeves, etc. And these are all manufactured in-house. So they're all forged components that we're supplying. We're supplying in Europe as well as in the United States. From India we're supplying to customers, to OEMs in the United States, and from Europe we're supplying to customers in Europe. So we've got manufacturing facilities both in Europe and in India, and both the facilities are, or both the countries are already supplying to electric manufacturers. I'm not at liberty to disclose the names of the OEMs because of the nature of our contracts. However, we are already in supplies to electric OEMs.
Hi Sanjay, this is Nanta from the New Delhi studio. Let's talk about your plans for the powertrain segment. Can you take us through them? How bullish are you on it? How much is it going to contribute to your business going forward?
Yeah, so in terms of the differentials that we manufacture, if you look at some electric vehicles, we're supplying 2 differentials, so which definitely increases the number of gears we're supplying and the number of differentials we're supplying, so the volume does go up. As far as we see it, so far the powertrain or the axle and the drivetrain, the differential will exist in its current form in an electric vehicle. So we don't see that going away anytime soon. From everything that we're seeing and and all the companies that we're supplying to.
And let's talk a bit about the stake sale to JTCat. How do you intend to use the proceeds? And pumping in money in other unlisted companies, is that your plan? Do you plan to take it public at some point? Can you just give us more details on that front?
So if you look at our, our financials are very strong in our forging business. We're generating a lot of income. We're planning to invest up to a capex of close to 300 crores and north of 300 crores over the next 3 to 5 years. And this will really be for capacity expansion. And this will predominantly be in India. We've just set up a facility in Hungary as well. So we've expanded in Europe as well. So if you look at our European landscape, we're present in Germany as well as in Hungary. In India, we're present in Pune and Gurgaon. We're actually expanding new facilities in in Pune. We've just expanded to 2 new facilities in Gurgaon as well. So a lot of our, capacity expansion and expenditures coming through internal accruals. The business is healthy and it's generating enough income. So that's how we'll be sort of really pumping more money into the business.
Right, Sunjay. Thanks a lot so much for joining us here with the outlook going forward as your company goes. Just wishing you a happy holidays. See you in the new year on ET Now.